Hello there, boxing fans around the world. Thank you once again for joining us on Talkin Fight, as we're about to discuss all the news and headlines courtesy of our friends over at boxing247.com. I'd like to thank you for joining me. We'll start the show off with a little story about the AIBA. Well, actually two stories, but I'll combine them as one. As you know, the AIBA has been working on comprehensive reform for some time now, and is grateful for the IOC's public acknowledgement that a step forward has recently been taken, as confirmed by the ASOIF. Wide-ranging reforms are already underway in terms of financial integrity, good governance, and sporting integrity, including all the areas mentioned by the IOC and more. Independent experts are involved in each of these sectors, and the IABA is confident these reforms will see the AIB meet and exceed the criteria laid down by the IOC for reinstatement. In other news, for the first time in AIBA's 75-year history, medal winners at the forthcoming AIBA Men's World Boxing Championships to be held in Belgrade, Serbia, will be rewarded with significant prize money. The prize money has been set at $2.6 million, and that's in U.S. funds. The prize for first place is $100,000. Silver medalists receive $50,000, and both bronzes in each weight category receive $25,000, again in U.S. funds. To quote IABA President Mr. Umar Kremlev, he said, "It is the first time AIBA will reward medalists of the World Championships financially, and this is how it should be. This money is well-deserved, taking into account the years of preparations required to earn a place at AIBA's top tournament and the efforts made. We know this development will be a major benefit for our boxers. Not only should they be successful in the ring, but also self-sufficient and prosperous." The AIBA Secretary General, Mr. Istvan Kovacs, claimed that this initiative is important to the boxers who are working hard. He said the AIBA provides its athletes a fair chance to earn a living, as well as to have extra motivation. I know how much these possibilities mean for boxers. I'm happy for those who are having this chance now, and to be leading the way for AIBA is making these opportunities happen for today's athletes. It's a big step forward. Our big goal to build a sustainable boxing pathway. The AIBA World Boxing Championship, by the way, will start on October 24th with a grand opening ceremony at Stark Arena in Belgrade, and reach a pinnacle with 13 finals on November 5th and 6th. Congratulations to those boxers who will be taking part in that championship event, and good luck to them receiving the money as they win, for silver or bronze. The WBA has issued a resolution ordering a box-off in the welterweight category to have a single champion. Yordinas Ugas will defend his title against Imantas Stantonius, and Jamal James will do the same against Rajab Butiev in the first stage. The WBA's title reduction plan has been a priority for the organization and has been trying to move forward in many ways. The box-off is a great opportunity to settle the 147-pound situation with great bouts between the top-ranked fighters. Stantionis holds the top ranking and therefore is a mandatory challenger for Ugas, who is a WBA super champion who defeated Manny Pacquiao in his most recent fight on August 21st. The bout must take place within 120 days from the issuance of the resolution on September 15th. For his part, Butiev became mandatory to the title held by Jamal James after the fight against Alexander Vesputin in November 2019. On that occasion, Vesputin tested positive for banned substances in the A and B samples, so the bout was declared no decision, and Butiev was named mandatory to that belt. The fight between Jamal James and Butiev must take place before November of this year. The winners of both fights will face each other before March to determine the sole WBA welterweight champion. The resolution contemplates possible injuries or situations that may occur along the way, which could alter the deadlines, which will be resolved according to WBA regulations. In other WBA news, through its championships committee, The WBA has summoned the purse bid for the super featherweight champion title fight between Roger Gutierrez and the official challenger, Chris Colbert, for next Monday, September 27th. The bid will take place via Zoom at 11 a.m. Panama time and will be conducted by Carlos Chavez, president of the championships committee. Elsewhere, they're going to carry out another similar purse bid. The mandatory bout between WBA flyweight champion, Ukrainian Artem Talkin, and the official challenger and former interim champion, Panamanian Luis Concepcion, was opened to purse bid on Monday, September 27th. Carlos Chavez will be in charge of directing the bidding that will start at 10 a.m. local time in Panama and will be carried out through the Zoom platform. Championships Committee sent the official communication to all interested parties after the expiration of the negotiation period ordered by the pioneer entity from August 16th through September 15th. Since no agreement has been reached between the parties, the WBA will carry out the bidding, whose minimum amount to participate will be $80,000 US, with a split of 55% of the purse for the champion and 45% to the challenger. In case you've forgotten about him, we now have news that Dillian Whyte will go up against Otto Wallin. Dillian Whyte will return to the O2 in London on Saturday, October 30th, to defend his interim WBC heavyweight world title against dangerous Swede Otto Wallin, which will be shown live worldwide on DAZN. The body snatcher is 28-2 with 19 knockouts, flattened Alexander Povetkin with a huge left hook after an inspired performance. They gained redemption in their high-stakes rematch at the Europa Point Sports Complex in Gibraltar last time out in March. Whyte had former world champion Povetkin on the brink of a knockout throughout their second heavyweight battle and closed the show dramatically, returning the favor after he lost to the Russian at Fight Camp 2020. Wallin, who's now 22-1 with 14 knockouts, comes into the fight in fine form, having stopped Travis Kaufman in 5 rounds at the Mohegan Sun Casino in Uncasville, USA in August 2020, and then widely outpointed former world title challenger Dominic Breazeale at the same venue in February this year. The 30-year-old southpaw is best known for his 12-round war with WBC heavyweight world champion Tyson Fury in 2019, which many believe he was unfortunate not to win by stoppage after inflicting a massive cut on the Brit's eye that required 47 stitches. We had a choice between a few fighters, but Otto Wallin is always saying people don't want to fight him, said Whyte. He thinks he's avoided, but I am as well, so let's get it on. He's a good fighter. He gave Tyson Fury a lot of trouble. If it wasn't in America, that fight would have been stopped from the cut. On October 30th, I will put another L on his record. He's got a winning record. He's a southpaw and he's tricky. I've got to get things moving quickly and to make the adjustments. I can't wait to be back home at the O2 and get things buzzing again. Good luck to those fighters. Rising welterweight star Conor Benn has signed a new multi-fight deal with Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Boxing after maintaining his perfect record with a shutout point over Adrian Granados in Leeds earlier this month. The Destroyer is now 19-0 with 12 knockouts, and he's made incredible improvements under Tony Sims, one of the hottest talents in boxing world, following an impressive run of standout wins that have skyrocketed into world title contention in the ultra-competitive 147 pounds division. The 24-year-old Essex native began his excellent run of form by dominating Germany's Sebastian Formella over 10 rounds last November, outfighting and outboxing the former AIBA world champion at the top of the bill at the SSE Arena in Wembley. Benn sent out a brutal warning to his welterweight rivals by wiping out Samuel Vargas inside the opening round at the Copper Box Arena in April, living up to his nickname as he just took 1 minute and 20 seconds to viciously halt the durable Colombian. 20,000 fans gave Benn a deafening welcome as he made his first ever ring walk in Leeds, and the fan favorite repaid their support by widely outpointing the elusive Mexican Granados to retain his WBA Continental title and stay in line for a world title shot. I am extremely excited to extend my professional relationship with Matchroom Boxing, said Benn. Matchroom believed in me from the start. They gave me an amazing opportunity and have supported me to grow as a professional fighter. Now, with the backing of a global streaming platform and DAZN, We have made huge plans to be involved in big fights, headlining major events across the globe, and making a progressive move towards achieving my goal of being a world champion in the near future. Well, good luck to Mr. Ben. In other news from across the pond, Josh Taylor has already started his training camp. That'll be one of the attractions of the boxing world in December when he steps into the ring to face Jack Catterall in defense of his WBA Super Lightweight Super Championship and the WBC, IBF, and WBO belts. The undisputed 140-pound champion and his English challenger will fight on the 18th of last month of the year at the SSE Hydro in Glasgow, Scotland, the Monarchs' home. Taylor comes from a blow of authority in the division last May 22nd when he traveled to the United States and clearly defeated Jose Carlos Ramirez to take the 4 crowns in a unification bout. Since then, his career has taken another status, and he's one of the best pound-for-pound fighters today, according to Boxing 247. The Tartan Tornado is 30 years old and seems to be in the best moment of his career. He has shown videos and photos of the initial stages of preparation on a social media page and claims to be ready for this new challenge. Catterall is not a well-known man on a global level, but he's earned a chance thanks to a great career he has had. He's 28 years old and is a WBO mandatory challenger. He's undefeated and comes with a lot of ambition to the fight. Taylor has a record of 18 wins, no losses, and 13 knockouts, while Catterall has won 26 fights, 13 of them by knockout. That should be a good one. I'll finish off today's episode by letting you know that legendary boxing trainer George Vaughn has announced his retirement. Legendary boxing trainer George Vaughn has announced his retirement from the sport after an illustrious career spanning over an incredible 60-year period. Vaughn's career in boxing training started when Lee Jones, before then moving on to the Rotunda, and it didn't take Georgie long to achieve positive results, having immediate impact at the club. His success as a trainer began when he won everything possible at a national level, having schoolboy, junior, and senior champions at the AIBAs, making it clear from early on that Vaughn was a special talent when it came to boxing training. He trained thousands of fighters across Liverpool and went on to become an England international coach, with the highlight coming in 1980 when he coached fellow Scousers Joey Frost and Tony Willis at the 1980 Olympics in Moscow, with Willis taking home the bronze medal. Vaughn continued to work around clubs in Liverpool, winning everything possible time and time again, before he then became a professional coach with even more fantastic success to follow. He trained some of the very best fighters that Liverpool has ever seen, including the Smith brothers, Derry Matthews, Jazza Dickens, Andy Holligan, Gary Thornhill, Peter Colshaw, and more, with Vaughn instilling his vast knowledge onto them and helping them go from strength to strength in their respective careers. It wasn't just fighters that Vaughn helped get started in the game, with a number of boxing coaches also crediting the Liverpool legend for getting them started in boxing, including former Team GB coaches Paul Walmsley and Jimmy Albertina, along with Australia coach Kevin Smith. Vaughn's excellent commitment and service to boxing made him universally respected throughout the sport, with his no-nonsense attitude in the gym, allowing fighters to reach their full potential, whilst also helping to get kids off the street and give them a better life. He was always ahead of his time and never money motivated, with his passion and love for boxing being the drive force behind Vaughn's success, leading and winning an array of belts as a trainer, including the British, Commonwealth, European, and more. His proud ties to Liverpool will be ingrained in history forever, winning 6 British titles with Scousers throughout his tremendous career as a trainer, along with the WBU title with Derry Matthews, whilst it was a fully recognized belt. And Matthews said, where do I start? Where do I finish? Everyone knows what George meant to me. He means the world to me, and I still speak to him daily, and will see him daily. For the last 20 years, I've spoken to him every single day, and what he's done for myself and my family, you couldn't buy it. He's my inspiration, my best mate, and my gaffer. Right, well, thanks very much for joining me today on yet another edition. Thank you very much. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be reminded when I'm coming up next. Thank you very much, and we'll see you on Monday. Actually, we'll see you later tonight on the Friday night panel. Thank you.